So I'm here with Johanna Fegan here, otherwise known as JoJo Star, and she'll tell you herself about her other aliases and bands and stuff.
Yes.
You're doing a new single now, Johanna. It's coming out soon. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, I'm recording and producing Holy, my first single. I've dabbled in stuff in the past and I've made demos, but this is the one I'm going to release.
Cool.
Um, it's rock, but it's very alternative rock because there's a lot of electronic synthesizers in it and programming and drum programming.
Right.
But there's electric guitar and there's bass and there's loud, passionate singing.
Cool.
But you call it Original Being.
Yeah.
It's more of a kind of uplifting song.
Has it
Say
has it an 80s feel to it when you mention synthesizers there? It kind of tends to be.
80s and 90s.
Right.
80s and 90s. It has a wee element of everything in it, I think, that I've done before, but it's very bouncy.
Right.
It's very refreshing.
Okay.
It's very high energy.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say maybe kind of Alanis Morissette.
Cool. I like very good.
She's
I
in
know
good
she's.
form when she's in good form.
I know she's one of your major influences. I heard you
Yeah.
saying in another interview. Yeah.
Definitely. She's gone down a very kind of happy, bright and breezy path this past while. She doesn't do much kind of her jagged little pill stuff and
Right. So that I haven't heard much about her lately. What's her story these days?
her style now would be she writes about good vibes, about happy, positive
Very
stuff.
good. Yeah.
You know, general stuff as well. You know, she's just gone down a different road. She's on a spiritual awakening.
So
journey.
she would be one of the like major influences in your when you look at the world of music and you have to choose, two or three influences. Would she
Yeah.
be one of them for sure? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. She was kind of what cracked me open. Say I was a wee chick in an egg.
Aye.
I heard her when I was 15 and I was dabbling loads in songwriting and playing the guitar and lyrics and stuff, but when I
Right.
heard this album and the way she expressed herself, I think I just connected with that and that just kind of gave me a force to
Brilliant.
keep doing what I was doing without even knowing what I was doing. But yes, she definitely, that energy, I love that without a doubt. She
Cool.
influenced me.
So Joanna, this new single, "Original Being," is
Yes.
coming out. What date did you say it was?
Well, I haven't released the release date yet, but it should be at the start of October.
Cool.
Yes.
Sounds good.
I will be keeping
And
you posted near
uh,
the end of September.
we'll be playing it on Celtic Radio, and
Yes, thank you.
also this is going out on my YouTube channel, CKTV as well. So tell me, Joanna, about your. You've done a lot of great tunes in the past, like Salt City Blues and other tunes such as Silhouette. That's a great one.
Silhouette,
Yeah,
yes,
they're two of my
yes.
favorites that you do. But
Thank you.
can you tell us a bit about how these songs came about and your other stuff?
My older stuff.
Mm.
My older stuff would have been a lot more kind of dark. I went through a kind of dark rock stage, but just because I loved that type of music as well, and
Okay,
I
yeah.
allowed to kind of fit my experiences into that kind of heavy vibe. But I say Silhouette would be mostly about my lifestyle in my 20s, getting caught up in the whole drink
Yeah.
drink drugs and rock and roll and all that, and maybe at times taking me to really dark places, and those places I find you can write maybe
Yeah.
better, and that song kind of that came out of me. I was able to kind of observe certain situations throughout my 20s that were maybe trying times that I had to fight to kind of overcome and break through, if that's even a recognition
Yeah.
of that, and knowing that I'm going to break through to bigger, better and stronger things and not be defeated by the darkness.
That's very positive. Yeah.
Well, the song initially seems very dark and angry, but those internal feelings were, and they came out in that energy, but there is a positive message.
I'm sure as somebody that writes and as someone that has done all this you feel that your mindset has a lot to do with what you come out with and your own life experiences. Very much.
Yeah.
I was talking to David Harkin a couple of weeks ago about in an interview, and he was saying the same about his filmmaking. It really is. It's all about your energies and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, well, for me, that's how it works. For a lot of people, it's about what they're going through, it's about what they're thinking in the now. It depends, there's some people and they can write and they're brilliant fiction writers, or they can make up scenarios, or they can put themselves in a scenario and write about that, about the old man that found the pot of gold under the tree down
Yeah.
by that type of thing. But for me, I think it has to be, for a song to be good and for it to be connective, those songs usually happen when it's writing that's done now.
Right.
It's coming from something that's on the leading age, that's developing and born and going. Then maybe I used to kind of try and bring old stuff back to life again and wonder why I'm not getting so excited. But when I discover it's because it's old,
Yeah.
I wrote about it, I'm moving on and moving forward.
Yeah, well, that's very positive. And your last or your interview we played a couple of weeks ago on Celtic Radio was with Stacey Fitzpatrick a few years ago. But
That's right.
now we've heard a lot about you in that interview. But we're updating it. So
Yeah.
the last few years since that was 2014, wasn't it?
I think so.
I
Gosh,
think so, around 2014, 2015. But what can you tell us about the last couple of years as far as your careers went?
Well, I've delved a lot more into the production side of things. I wanted to be independent. I wanted to be able to record vocals from home. Initially, that's why I wanted a small studio, just to be able to record vocals. But
Okay.
I ended up delving into more production and really enjoying it. And now I'm producing my own single, which I'm really happy about.
Brilliant.
But thank you very much. But yeah, through the internet and staying in and working from home a lot, I've networked and met a lot of really creative, amazing people online who I've started bands with.
Yeah.
Our projects have become bands, or some projects are just fun.
Yeah.
It's
You were
brilliant.
saying actually that you're involved with some international acts as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about your international colleagues?
Yes, no problem. Well, one of the bands I'm involved in was originally a band called the Bloodhounds. They
Okay.
were a team of online producers, both solo artists and producing other people's work. You called them the Bloodhounds, and they connected with me through SoundCloud and asked me if I could do some vocals or if they could help me out. That led to, one thing led to another, and we ended up finding a sound,
Okay.
which was kind of like an alternative reggae punk old
All
school
right, yeah.
sound. But we ended up getting a synth player from another band. You call him Darren Danahy, and he's in a band called Keldra Station.
Okay.
They're from Denver. They're an amazing
America?
band. Yeah. Well, happily he became our synth player, and then we became Juju Star's Subatomic Soundclash.
Cool.
Which, if you listen to the music on SoundCloud,
Catchy
you'll
name.
know why. Yeah, that's we had to separate Juju Star. Juju Star was my AKA, my alternative for working with other artists. I didn't want to confuse people. He knew who I was as Johanna Fegan, and were fans of my alternative rock. I wanted to keep that as it was, but I also wanted the freedom to be creative and work with other artists, but have a name that stood its ground as well.
Right.
So I came up with
How
Juju Star.
how do you find the you've got all these different bands and different producers you work with and stuff. How do you find the going between the different genres of music, and kind of separating your time with each one,
That's when you find out there's something a little bit different about you. That's mad because...
Trust me, there's different stuff different about us all.
Definitely, no, it can be very overwhelming at times, it can, but the projects I've decided to work on as a band, I found like a personality within each.
Okay.
Juju Star Subatomic Soundclash, she's a lot more playful. She's a really
Right.
playful character. I get surprised sometimes after I finish working on the vocals, it's who's this person that's come out. It's like a wee sprite. Jojo Star, the Electric Mind, which is another kind of rip apart of Jojo Star.
Right.
I'm working with a producer from Switzerland, and that's really electronica music. That's kind of like, if I could say, futuristic or way out there, or just, you know, maybe not quite grounded yet, very experimental.
Yeah.
But I'm working on an album with that too.
Nice one, yeah.
So that's, even there, I have to take myself into a kind of galactic.
And do you meet up with this, you know, the band that you teamed up with online and that, and the producer in Morocco, for example? Do you meet up with them much, or would you have to do that if you have the online presence? Or
we keep the connection pretty strong. I've Skyped the Moroccan producer.
Right.
You call him, I love his name, the Punctutor is his alias name. I met up with him because he was one of my favourite artists. I found him on SoundCloud and I thought, oh my god, this person is amazing. I would just love to work with this person.
Okay.
And I left a few comments, and then he contacted me.
Brilliant, yeah.
And I discovered that because of his situation, he couldn't create vocals. He was living in a very small apartment at the time.
Right.
And he only had a computer, no instruments, and so hence he called himself the Punctutor, and he needed a singer. And I decided I wanted to do it because I loved his music anyway, so that's how that worked out.
Good stuff.
The Switzerland producer, Nicholas, he has come over here and we've met up, and
right.
You know, we've devised a plan together and stuff, and we've chatted about our album, and he's such a lovely guy, and
brilliant.
We've been working together for 3 years. You know, good contact with the Subatomic Sound Clash too. It's great.
All right, so you would agree that connections and networking's a massive part of all this?
A massive part of my style is how I want to be as an artist. You know, I find it very hard to contain myself to one genre. Although
right.
I love rock, I really do. I love rock and heavy music.
I think that's the passion coming out a lot, isn't it? That you want to explore all these different genres of music, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I definitely love to put that energy into any project I work with, you know.
Yeah.
I love to, you know, that's me, that energy. No matter if I'm in a really good mood or if I'm skipping around and swinging my pigtails or whatever, I can still turn around and go rah on the guitar and be aggressive, you know.
Brilliant.
It's just, you know, it's something I have, and I'm appreciative of it at the time.
Yeah, great. And so you've done a lot of work on films with David Harkin, and you've done a couple of well, you've been acting in them too, obviously, but you've been producing the music for them too.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that, maybe?
Well, I've been in any of the tracks that have been used in the film. I've been involved in them. I can't take credit for production. I was working the first track. We worked as a team together. I was involved with a team called Music Asylum a few years ago. That was a co-production.
Yeah.
That was a good track. The next track was with Switzerland producer.
Right.
Through Jojo Star, the Electric Mind. David picked up on that and wanted to use it, so I was like, no problem, you can use that. That was great.
Nice one. Yeah.
So happy he was interested in that, and he used one of my own tunes, I Am Your Refuge.
Yeah.
So he's got back to me again now, looking to use some music again. The cheek.
I think I played a couple. I played a couple of them on the last show, one of the last shows there as well. Yeah. The one that I helped David make the actual video for it. Tasted Your Blood a couple of years ago. That was good fun.
That was good fun. Definitely.
It was a really cool sound to it as well. That was for last night's stream, the film.
That was such a cold day doing that, but it was good fun because of you managed to get that crew of
the dancers. That's right.
They come and dance, and they were so willing to dress up as zombies on a freezing cold day.
It was
and
funny,
be part
wasn't
of
it?
The music video. It was good. It was good fun. Definitely.
It was my only time working on a music video, so it was a lot of fun that day now. So taking leave of the whole Music Asylum thing, you moved on then, and are you happy now where you're at as far as local groups and stuff?
Definitely. Well, I'm very happy where I am because, as I said, I perform most weekends with a cover band called Suspect Device, and these guys are great. They're old school punk rockers, and I love that. So I get to go out and I get to gig hardcore to people within the age vicinity who really appreciate
Right.
and love the spirit of that music. So the gigs are just getting more special
Uh-huh.
and brilliant every time.
Tell us about your venues and where you play, as Jojo Star and as Johanna Fegan, all your different aliases. Tell us about your regular venues and when people can see you and stuff.
Well, you can usually get me. You can usually get me on a Saturday night. No, some Saturday nights we do the Gwador. We do the Anchor Bar. It's great playing in the Anchor Bar. That crowd, they always come back.
Where's that again?
The Anchor Bar. That's just it's up beside the Richmond Centre at
All
the
right,
top
yeah.
of the town. Beside the Bentley.
Right, yeah.
Yes, it's
And
it's a wee cozy corner bar, and it's like it looks like a boat.
That's right. I was in it before one
It looks
time,
like
I
a
think,
boat
yeah.
inside, and they're a brilliant crowd in there. But I think we're going to be playing down in the warehouse too. We go down to Port Rush. We play in Kiwi Brews.
Right. The warehouse is in Letterkenny, is it?
Yeah, I think we're going to be playing up there soon, and just anywhere and everywhere, anywhere you think's local. Like I do like original stuff. I would play that in Bennigan's. I would hold a wee gig in Bennigan's and stuff. But Jojo Star, I've yet to perform live with one of my Jojo Star characters, but I will be doing that in the near future. But that will be a different.
It's a fascinating concept when you talk about your different characters and stuff. It's like it's a really cool kind of dynamic to it all.
Well, it happened by accident. I was only ever supposed to have one AKA, Jojo Star, but then I had to break up Jojo Star because I was working with so many people as Jojo Star.
Okay.
So I says, okay, who am I going to be? Jojo Star, and Jojo. So it kind of happened by accident, but it's worked out good because the name.
So that brings your acting into play a bit too, then, because you get to act as these different characters.
Well,
or is it just like
acting without seeing
part of you with the volume up, maybe?
It's like, well, I could say it's like I'm definitely a different character, but whether I'm acting or not is something different. I think I kind of channel indie the music that these guys have given me, and this brings a side of me out, but I'm still me, But it's like I do be surprised after working on like a Jojo Star track. And one with the Switzerland producer, because his music is so symphonic and completely different.
That's the futuristic style stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's future, like space, like out there. It's different. It's definitely it could be kind of, we're finding ways that will allow more people to grasp it easier.
Okay, yeah.
Like because we don't necessarily start with a beat.
Yeah.
That pulses and keeps you going the same way through, or a hook that hooks you, and it's different every time. And sometimes these songs could last nearly 5 minutes.
Right, yeah.
So I have to find a flow and hook onto that, and then the flow kind of tells me what to do. I would kind of just make sounds, and at the end of it, I would listen back and maybe try and listen to what I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
And then come up with like a jigsaw. And then put it together lyrically, and then fill in the dots then.
Right, okay.
So that's how that process works, where if I'm doing my own stuff, I would kind of sit down with the guitar, and that comes out with me doing a wee rhythm, and it's got your it's kind of, where it's kind of going.
Yeah.
But with the other stuff, it's kind of unique. And,
right.
It might take people a while to kind of get their heads around it, but I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
We're not in any rush.
No, exactly.
So,
yeah, it's. Do you do much acoustic?
Yeah, I do acoustic too. Yeah, there's acoustic in my new track as well. I've stayed true to all my elements. Electric guitar, bass, acoustic. I've got it all in there.
So, Johanna, it's been great to chat to you, and it's great to reconnect, as they say, and.
Yes.
So all the best with your new single and for the things to come, and we'll be playing you a lot in Celtic Radio, and
check me out on Spotify.
Okay. And can you tell us about any other websites that you're on?
Yeah, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and Amazon, and for free on SoundCloud, or stream me on Spotify.
Good stuff. Johanna Fegan or Jojo Star and all the rest of your AKAs. All the best, Joe, and see you later, alright?